Hi, my name is Alexis. I'm a certified postpartum trainer and a mom of 3. And today we are going to do a seated core workout. I'm going to be using a yoga mat, but you can use a chair, a couch, a bed, wherever you prefer to do these exercises. I'm using a 10-pound dumbbell for this workout. You do not have to use a 10-pound dumbbell. You can use an 8-pound, a 5-pound, a 2-pound. You can even use a water bottle if you would prefer. I'm going to have a few little notes here and there as we're actually doing the workout, so don't worry, I'll walk you through each exercise. All of the exercises are 3 sets by 10 reps, and I will count them out for you in the beginning. I'm just trying to make sure I cover everything really quickly. I don't want this intro to be too long. I want to say that I have already done my diastasis recti program prior to doing these exercises. While these exercises I feel like you can do if you have diastasis recti, I think they're gentle enough on your core. I just always like to mention that when I'm doing other core exercises besides like heel slides and knee drives and different things like that. I'll have my program and everything like that linked in the description below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If I think of anything else that I need to mention, I'll put it down at the end of the video, and I will see you guys in a minute. So let's just hop right into this workout.
Even though I love that these exercises are going to force you to have good posture while you're doing them, if you do need any added stability, again, you can do these exercises in a chair, on a couch, in a bed, etc. Now I'm starting off with core activation like I do with all of my workouts and all of my videos. I'm going to inhale, letting air fill my belly. On the exhale, I'm bringing my belly button in towards my spine. It should feel as if I am bracing to get hit in the stomach, flexing my core muscles, or that moment before you're about to sneeze. And as you can see, I immediately went into doing my first exercise. Again, we are doing 3 sets by 10 reps for every exercise that we're doing in this workout. This is 6 and then 7. You guys get the picture. Now for this workout, I definitely kept the pace up. You do not have to have short rest periods like I'm doing in this video. I was only resting maybe like 15 seconds to 20 seconds at a time. You could definitely rest 30 seconds to 1 minute. Here I am activating my core again before starting the next set. And I'm just reminding you to make sure that you have good posture if you are sitting in the middle of the floor like I am. Right here, I just paused for a second because my headphone was coming out. Now, if you're wondering what I am listening to, I alternate between audiobooks and actually listening to music. Right now, I'm listening to Post Malone's newest album, the country album that he has. I really love it, so that's what I've been playing on repeat. Alright, now that we're done with that, I'm going to show you the next exercise. Now this one can be a bit challenging, so be mindful of the weight that you're using because you're going to hold your hands out in front of you like this. Again, I'm using a 10-pound dumbbell. You do not have to use 10 pounds. You can use 8, 5, 2, whatever you're more comfortable with. But as you're doing it, you're going to feel it in your arms and your shoulders as well as in your core. Now this is rep number 3. You're going to notice that I'm being mindful of how quickly I'm moving because I don't want to cause any extra strain to my body by rushing these movements. I'm keeping my back straight. I'm not arching or having a hollow in my back, and I'm trying to keep my arms steady, even though I'm definitely feeling it in my arms with this weight that I'm using. All right, I have finally worked up enough motivation to go ahead and get this last set done. Again, 10 pounds. My arms were tired, but it felt really good to go ahead and do this exercise. I actually really love this exercise. It's one of my favorites. Again, I'm gonna just remind you, you can use a lower weight. You can also use a mini ball actually when you're doing this and squeeze the mini ball between your hands. It's gonna work your arms as well, but it is a lighter weight. Moving on to our third exercise. Yes, my core is still activated. I am simply moving the dumbbell from one shoulder to the other shoulder, but as I'm doing this, I'm making sure that I'm not just using one arm to lift the dumbbell. If it's easier for you, you can just literally use one hand, lift the dumbbell, put it on your other shoulder, switch hands, and continue like that. But for this one, I'm just relaxing the arm that is not being used at the time. So if I have the dumbbell resting on my right shoulder and I need to transition it to my left, I'm going to use my right hand, or my right arm, I should say, to push the dumbbell up and over to my left arm or my left shoulder. And while I'm doing that, I'm keeping my left arm relaxed. Then when the dumbbell is on my left shoulder, I'm going to utilize my left arm to push it back over to my right. I hope that makes sense. It was probably pretty self-explanatory, but I just want to put emphasis on the fact that I'm not just using both arms at the same time while I'm lifting the dumbbell. I'm alternating and using one arm at a time. I didn't mention it before, but every time the dumbbell touches one shoulder, that counts as a rep. So this is 1, this is 2, here's 3, and so on and so forth. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew how I was counting my reps out. All right, now we're about to do our last exercise. I already know for this first set, I did more reps than what I intended because I just got distracted with how I was counting. But this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm used to counting there and back as 1, and so I realized, oh no, that's not how I want to count these reps out, so I did some extra reps. Just so you guys are aware, it is still 3 sets by 10 reps.
We're done. Now, something I want to mention really quickly, when I'm doing this exercise, I'm making sure to keep switching with which arm is pushing. You can also just do it with one arm if that's easier for you to do, and just keep switching like that. But being that I have one hand in front of the other, when I'm pushing, I know I'm going to push with this arm all the way until I get back to this side to rest. Then from that side, my right side, I'm going to push with my right arm, and my left arm is going to stay relaxed. So as I keep transitioning, I make sure I keep distributing the weight back and forth, so I'm not having one arm that's working the entire time. Now, core activation. You can do it core activation standing, you can do it kneeling, you can do it on your hands and knees, you can do it lying down, but it's the same movement. You're just gonna feel it a little bit differently depending on what position you're in. For this one, I'm gonna just sit back on my heels. I'm gonna inhale, letting air fill my belly. On the exhale, I'm gonna bring my belly button in towards my spine. It should feel as if I'm bracing to get hit in the stomach, that moment before you're about to sneeze, or if you're flexing your core muscles. So inhale, exhale. I'm not holding my breath, and I'm not doing a stomach vacuum. So a stomach vacuum would be, my core is still activated, but if I want to do a stomach vacuum, I'm actually like really sucking it in. It's easier even if you're a little like hollow like this. So I'm not doing a stomach vacuum. I am simply activating my core. So again, and I'm bringing my stomach in, and that's just basically keeping a little bit more stability for me while I'm doing these exercises, and it's helping so I don't have any extra strain on my core muscles. When you're doing these exercises, especially if you have diastasis recti, if you're healing with diastasis recti, I should also mention that I already did my 12-week program and my 15-week program multiple times before moving on to different exercises that might cause a little bit more strain. Not saying that these exercises do, but just to keep that in mind, to be mindful of your movements and what exercises you're doing. If you notice that your stomach is coning at all, and I mean that literally, like you can actually see like a cone shape, especially down the middle where your core is going to be the weakest because of your ab separation, then those are exercises you want to avoid and slowly rebuild your core. I think that's everything I wanted to mention, but again, with these exercises, you can do them sitting like in a chair, the couch, being in bed, whatever you prefer. I'm just using the mat today because I'm out here in the garage. And I think that's about it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.